Well, hello and boom shakalaka. Rob Hambleton from Soul Canyon Training and Development here, and I want to show you a really cool tutorial today. This was actually an answer to a friend who was having some trouble bringing some information into Excel. It was this text type of information here, and he was having trouble because either when in the process of inputting the information or importing it into Excel, there's all sorts of blank spaces here that you see before the paragraph starts, in between the words, and he just wanted a simple way of getting the information out of there, those blank spaces, so it was just a nice clean string of text, in this case just a sentence that says this is an example of cleaning and trimming blank spaces out of input or imported text. So it's very, very simple. We're just simply going to use a function called trim. So every function starts with equals. The name of this function is trim, and you can see down there in the description of the trim function, it removes all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words, which is exactly what we want. Now all we have to do is inside the parentheses reference this text here that we want to trim. So then when I put the close on the parentheses and hit enter, and then go ahead and apply wrap text to that particular cell, you can see that all the blank spaces have been cleaned up. Now if we want to get this information up here to replace this information that we don't want anymore, we simply can't just delete that row right there, because that creates the reference error, because what we actually have here is the function referring to what it needs to work on. So we can't get rid of the information that way. That creates the reference error because we just got rid of what the trim function needs to be trimming. So let's go ahead and undo that with Control Z. Let's take this information here and do a Control C to copy it, and then come up here, and what we're going to do is a paste special. What we want to do is we want to paste the value that the function is producing and get rid of the function itself and get rid of this information here. So when we do the paste, we'll use the keyboard shortcut in this case for paste special, Control Alt V, and then we'll choose values. Now we could also just hit the letter V right here, but we're going to choose values, and then we're going to click OK. Now here, this, you guys, is what we copied. That's the trim function referring to this right here. When we did the paste special value, now we just have the cleaned up text here, and what we can do when we're all done is just get rid of this kind of working space we had down here. So there's a great example of one of those simple text functions that you can use to take information that's been inputted wrong, or imported, and as part of the importing process, it's created all this gobbledygook. Now the clean function, if I type equals clean, what that function does, and I often use the two functions together, I'll use the trim function inside the clean function, but this one removes all non-printable characters from the text. So if from the other program, or if in the process of the import, there were some embedded characters that were put in there that you couldn't print and you didn't want, the clean function would get rid of those. So just like the trim function gets rid of all the blank spaces, the clean function would get rid of non-printable characters. We really didn't need it in this case. So there you go. There's an example of trim, a nice little function you can use to fix stuff that has all this these blank spaces. Blank spaces, you guys, are things. It is something. A physical blank space is often, if it was put in to make something wrap in Excel, or if it was put in to create certain spacing in Word or PowerPoint or even another program, the trim function is a great way to get rid of that, so then you can wrap text, you can do whatever you want with it inside of Excel. If you want or have any questions about this, please feel free to come out to soulcanyon.com or contact me. I'm happy to help you. That's a great tip. Hopefully it helps, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.